Hi, this is Gina Marie, also known as Little Bit McKee. And yes, the bit is for Bitcoin and also for other little bits of information that can help you on your financial journey to feeling successful with money. I really wanted to get to a video today that was a little bit about the philosophy of money. Over the past 2 weeks, I've been working with a lot of people on setting them up for the future. And people have let me into their personal finances. And I can't tell you the percentages of people that really live paycheck to paycheck that I had no idea. And the stresses that come along with that. And I want to help you look at your relationship with money. And it really does come to amount in and amount out. And there really should be much more in than out. And if not, then something needs to be modified. A different job where you make more money, a side job, a hobby that you can earn income, or you need to modify your expenses. And there's a lot of ways you can modify your expenses. Many times there's the whole concept of living within your means, and people extend that means. I've gotten to see that, to me, living within your means is living within the percentage that I decided is going to be my monthly expenses. So I've taken my monthly income, I've decided what I'm putting away to savings. I've done this my whole adult life. And even when I was really struggling financially between marriages, when my money was all tied up and I didn't have access to anything that I had saved at that point, I was living paycheck to paycheck for a while until I could get a little savings going. And that's a very difficult place to be. You don't have a cushion. Now, I know my family would have helped me if I got in trouble. They're just that kind. They would sell the shirt off their back if they had to help. But that's not where I wanted to be either. I wanted to do it on my own. So many people don't even have a budget. What I have found is they don't have any concept. They pay bills when they come in. They know the day they're going to get paid. They hope it all lasts. And I set up budgets for 3 people this week. I set up budgets. And on paper, if they would follow their budget, they would be very, very okay. But you know how money burns a hole in the pocket, and it's there and it's spent, it's given away. It can be wasteful. There can be lack of gratitude for what they have, and then it's not a respect for the ability that money can provide to creating the life that you'd like. But what I really want to focus on is the concept of saving, living within your means, to create a safety net for your future and peace of mind with money, so you're not robbing Peter to pay Paul. I can't tell you how many times that concept has come up in the last couple weeks for me as I talk to people. So the budget is first, and I do have a video on budget. It's very easy, and I revise mine every year. And there's the concept of pay yourself first. And I remember my husband in my first marriage, that concept, I had never heard it before. And it was, you decide first what you're going to put into your savings. And I posted something on Facebook today, and my adopted niece, who I love, she has been in my life her whole life. She said her and her husband are planning to save 5%, or was it 10% of their income every year. And then they have the year that they're going to be able to retire, and they're putting it into Bitcoin. If they do that for their amount of time, they're going to have an early retirement. And I'm so happy for them. They have a lot of little kids, and I'm just so happy for them. And that's what I really want for everyone, is to have that peace of mind and not have to think about money except the joy of what money can provide for you. So pay yourself first means, let's say I got paid $2,000 a month, and I have a goal of putting away $300 a month, $500 a month, whatever you do, $50 a month. That goes before you see it. And I strongly suggest my place of employment, and I think most, will send your paycheck to 2 different banks, 3 different accounts, whatever they probably have some limit, but you don't even see that. It goes right into that savings account, and then you live from your account that it would be your checking account, your bill paying account. And you might even want something else we kiddingly call it, and I kid about this with my friends, we call it our buckets of money, because then that sounds so positive. We have buckets of money. But it might be buckets of money for fun things, like I have my bucket of money for my vacation fund, or my bucket of money for gifts, or something to that effect, where it's outside of my normal monthly expenditures. But you might also have buckets of money for other things that come up intermittently, and then you don't have to think about. And I've set people up where their car insurance, that was something that was very stressful. It would be several $100s that they'd have to come up with twice a year, and they just didn't have it. That was the rob Peter to pay Paul. So money goes into a separate account, and then when it's time, they can either bring it over or do a direct payment from that account, and it's there. They don't have to think about it. It's been taken out every paycheck, and it's there. You can consolidate loans and do that from one account, and it goes into a separate account. Then you should have a savings for your emergency fund too, and that should be a really separate account that you don't touch. So that comes off, like that $2,000 a month you make, that all goes out, and now I have $1,300, $1,400 to pay my bills. So $700 for rent, and this is my electricity, and this is my water, and then your budget will be met with what's in your account. And if it doesn't, you need to figure out where to save. You might need to move to some place where it's cheaper rent. And I know I'm saying $700, and I know I'm not talking about California or New York, where $700 would rent you a 2x2 closet, right? Not even, probably. But the cost of living's up and salaries are up in those places. So you just, go from that baseline. But you stay within your means. Now, what I mean about staying within your means and not expanding it is, just 2 weeks ago, I was helping someone, and they had to go get a quick loan to make payment. And so that's not living, and they made their bills at the end of that month, but that wasn't living within their means. That was living within the means of them plus the bank. And what we see all the time, that's basically that same concept, is people put things on their credit card that they don't pay at the end of the month. I use a credit card, and I get the miles, and I get great trips because of my miles, but I pay it off every month. That is not something, like, I'm not extending my means by putting my bills on a credit card. So when you're using a credit card or using bank loans to make your bills within their month, you are not doing it within your means. You're doing it within your means and the bank's means. So that needs to be a philosophical change. And so my goal for you, if you stay with this channel, is to really figure out how to have a different relationship with money, where it's your tool to provide the life you want, and it is not the stressor for how am I going to make this work. You need to figure out that equation and then stick with that, and then figure out less expenses or more income to make that equation, and don't just keep extending the means by including banks and credit cards. So if you like this, please smash the like, as they say, or subscribe, or comment on what other videos you would like. But in the meantime, I'm hoping that this was a little bit of help. Have a good one.